Okay, we got quite a bit to catch up on, so let's not waste any time and dive straight in. So first of all, Demetrius Andrade has been forced to withdraw from his WBO super middleweight interim title fight against Zach Parker due to an apparent shoulder injury. According to Frank Warren, it says Queensbury Promotions have been informed that Demetrius Andrade has sustained a shoulder injury, which has forced him to withdraw from his scheduled interim WBO World Super Middleweight title fight with Zach Parker. It is with great regret that the decision has been made to postpone the event until the extent of the injury is fully established. This was also first broken by Mike Coppinger, as per sources. Now, in boxing, it's kind of standard procedure for fans to believe that the fighter or the promoter is guilty of lying until proven innocent when they pull out of a fight. It's just standard procedure. A guy pulls out with an injury and everyone's like, oh, I bet he's not really injured. I bet there's some other reason. I bet he's going to take another fight, or I bet this has happened, or they can't sell enough tickets, etc., etc., etc. And they're right to at least be suspicious. It doesn't mean that they're going to be correct every time, because obviously in a contact sport, people actually will get injured. It's obviously not going to be a fake excuse every time, is it? There's going to be occasions where fighters genuinely get injured because it's a very tough, physically demanding sport. However, there are plenty of occasions where fighters do pull out and you are left scratching your chin like, I'm not sure I believe this. One of the most infamous examples several years ago was when Vladimir Klitschko pulled out of a scheduled fight against Derek Chisora for the second time. And it was, I think, I can't remember what kind of injury it was actually. Was it a groin injury, leg injury, arm? I can't remember what it was. But he pulled out for a second time against Chisora. And then a couple weeks later, maybe a week, 10 days later, he was pictured on a golf course, swinging the golf club around, apparently not too worried about this fight-stopping injury that he was supposed to have. And then, of course, very shortly afterwards, he signed to fight David Haye. So it looked pretty clear to everybody that Vladimir Klitschko wasn't injured at all. He was just looking for an excuse because he'd been negotiating for the David Haye fight behind the scenes. And he was looking for an excuse to get out of this Chisora fight so he could go straight into the David Haye fight. Okay, that's an example. There are many other examples. And of course, David Haye himself pulled out of fights, and many people find pulled out several fights, and many people found the excuses that he gave to be dubious. Okay, so that's the default position of a lot of boxing fans, is to presume the fighter or the promoter is guilty of lying until proven innocent. And in this case with Demetrius Andrade, could there be a reason that he would pull out of his Zach Parker fight other than actually being injured? Well, again, the usual reasons for fighters doing these kind of things, as in if it really is a fake injury, would be that they've got a better fight lined up. Now, as far as I'm aware, Demetrius Andrade is now a promotional free agent. He's had his last fight with DAZN. He's no longer under contract, again, as far as I'm aware. And therefore, he can talk to PBC or whichever other promotional outfit with a view to making fights against, I don't know, Benavidez, the Charlos, etc., or even talk to De La Hoya, Golden Boy, with a view to making a Munguia fight, although I doubt they would go for that, because what does Andrade really bring to the table in that particular instance that Munguia would want? Is he still WBO champion at 160 pounds? I haven't checked for a while, to be fair, but obviously if he goes through with the Parker fight, I'm assuming he won't keep hold of his middleweight title for that long. If he was to go ahead with that, because that would be interim champion. I'm not sure exactly the ins and outs of it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is this a genuine injury for Demetrius Andrade? I guess we'll find out in due course. If the fight gets rescheduled, then it's probably going to mean it was a genuine injury. But if you all of a sudden hear that Andrade has signed to fight, I don't know, Charlo or somebody else, then you're going to be left, or, Triple G, you're going to be left thinking, was that injury against Zach Parker actually rare? Was it genuine? Or if he fights Benavidez, for example, was that genuine? Again, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And for Demetrius Andrade, if it was a fake injury, if it is a fake injury, I'm not saying it is. I'm just entertaining the possibility. And he's decided to go for a more lucrative fight. I can't really blame him, because at 34 years of age, this is a guy who's really been marginalized in boxing. Some guys just never really get the break for whatever reason. Maybe they've got a style that the broadcasters don't like, or whatever the case may be, even though they're a good fighter, as is the case with Demetrius Andrade. He just can't seem to get the big fights. He, for many years, was calling out Canelo, Triple G, the Charlos, etc. Nobody would fight him. Was he with the wrong promoter? Did he make the wrong business decisions? Perhaps all of that played into it. But whatever the case may be, he didn't get those fights. And at 34 years of age, particularly for a guy of his style, you have to figure that his best days are behind him. And in light of how Chris Eubank Jr. performed against one of Andrade's recent opponents in Liam Williams, it doesn't make Andrade look that good, does it? What I will say is Liam Williams' punch resistance seemed to be a lot better against Andrade than it was against Eubank. And perhaps the punishment he took against Andrade diminished his punch resistance. Some people say it was the weight making for Liam Williams, but perhaps there are multiple things that contributed to it. But yeah, be that as it may, Andrade, best years probably behind him at 34. Will he get a big fight? I guess it's now or never. And well, I say now or never. I guess it's now or never in terms of getting a big fight and standing a realistic chance of winning it. Because by the time he's 36, 37, some of the top guys probably will be more willing to fight him because they think he's over the hill. Especially if he manages to lose in the process, or between now and then, and in the process of waiting. So anyway, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this whole situation in the comments.